Yo, what's going on, guys? Boy Ooze back in once again with another Marvel Snap video. Before we get into today's deck, I did want to talk a little bit about the Spider-Punk season that, of course, got me back on Marvel Snap in this capacity, because this is like the first time that I've actually been trying to do more Marvel Snap content for this channel. And I've been having a lot of fun playing the game again because it's allowing me the opportunity to play with cards that I normally wouldn't be playing, because with Snap, I have garnered a certain type of playing where I will literally just try to play whatever wins versus cards that I don't necessarily win with a lot. And in this case, we're talking about a lot of these move type of cards, especially now that the creators of Marvel Snap, they've actually kept their word and they are actually trying to make cards synergize with each other that are from the same corner of Marvel. So in this case, like all the Spider people, they can work well with each other. At least they can work better with each other now. And you can realistically make a lot more thematic decks that play really closely to what you would expect to see out of like a Spider-Man comic book or a movie, a TV show, what have you. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a deck that I actually made on my own. I actually didn't use Untapped, and I didn't do the little copy paste tech to just filter out what the best ones are and just kind of go from there, so that way I could climb up the ranks. And, you know, let's be honest, we're all trying to hit infinite. And if you haven't already, like myself, don't feel bad, because I'm probably going to be one of those creators that's out here just trying to find fun in this game, and let's have at it. So I'll show y'all what I'm cooking up. All right, so this deck, I call it Spider Move. Very simple deck. Idea behind it, we have Batroc, the leader. He gets to follow anyone else that moves on our side, and then he gets like a plus two per power, right? So then you got Kingpin. Kingpin, whenever an enemy card moves where he's at, -2. Whenever Vulture moves, he gets +3. That's gonna obviously be very helpful. We have Ghost Spider to help with moving some of our own cards around. We got Madam Web, of course. Anyone that's there, she can move one of them away from her per turn. They got that Stench. She's gonna spray your ass away, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, Kraven. Now, in a lot of cases, Kraven has actually been a card that I have in some games boosted him up so high that I wasn't even expecting for it to play out that well. So sometimes Kraven can get slept on, especially being like a 2/3. He gets 2 power every time a card moves here. But the funny thing is, this also works in the reverse. So if like you move Kraven towards where the cards are, it counts. It's like so weird how that works, but it does count. Of course, we got Cloak, where on reveal the next turn, both players can move cards to this location. What's a cheeky little play is if you do Kraven and then you have a Cloak where Kraven is at. So it's like, are you really gonna move here? Because if you do, then you're gonna help my Kraven out. And in turn, I'll be moving like a Vulture, or sometimes it can end up being Spider-Punk, which we'll get to in a second. Now, Spider-Man is, of course, someone that is a mover of his own. It's not exactly where you would expect, but he picks randomly if he's going right, left, or center, depending on where you play him. And that's going to help move somebody. So you kind of have to cross your fingers to hope that he gets on where Kraven is at. And then, of course, Silk. I had to put Silk in this deck because Silk and Batroc, they just be chasing each other. Or Batroc really just chases Silk. So every time she moves, whenever a card is played where she's at, Batroc's going to guarantee get that +2 buff that he guarantees himself whenever someone moves. Unfortunately, and I'm pretty sure they nerfed this, but this is a once per turn effect. I'm pretty sure at some point this was an effect that was whenever a card moves. So dude, this guy was cracked out at starts. So now we got Spider-Punk, one of the new cards in this set. Spider-Punk being the poster boy of this new set for Spider-Man right here. I do like him a lot. So he's cool because every time he moves, he steals 2 power from the highest power enemy card there. And what's also interesting is that he gives himself a move once a game. You can only move it once. They don't say per game, but it just says in the text right there that you can only move this once. However, when you combine the likes of Ghost Spider or Madam Web or even Cloak, those are our 3 movers of our self movers, I'll say, the U-Hauls of this deck, right? Those cards help him get additional moves, so that way he can continue to steal power from other people. And then of course you have another force mover for the opponent's side within Stegron, so he moves an enemy card here to the right. So it's smart to play Stegron adjacent to wherever you have a Kraven, especially if Kraven's in the middle or if Kraven's on the right. So if you have Stegron in the left or the middle, boom, you'd be swiping, yeeting these freaking people away towards Kraven to help Kraven get buffed up. And being at 4-7, that's very good. That's very strong. And last but not least, we got my boy Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hizzy. You know what I'm saying? So the first time this card moves to any location, it destroys an enemy card there. Now, part of me wishes that he could do this as many times as he gets to be moved. Now, I understand why that'd be too broken, but I mean, if he's at a 5-9, I think, first of all, I can understand why 5-10 would be bad, because then Shang-Chi would just destroy him. So that puts him right under that threshold. But I still wish that he could at least do it like maybe twice a game. That would be really nice, because this deck, as seemingly good on paper it might be, there's, you know, I've definitely took some L's playing this deck as well. You got to really play it smart, and sometimes you end up like relying on the heart of the cards, if you will, on some of where some of these cards be swinging back and forth and where they land and whatnot. Let's give this a couple games so I can show you guys it in action, and you guys tell me what you think about it. All right, so we start off with Kingpin. That's not too bad. Kingpin, we could literally kind of put like anywhere, really. The one thing, so the other thing that I guess I could say, because Kingpin always reminds me of Scream, because Scream and Kingpin really go hand in hand together when it comes down to like neutralizing your opponent's like power overall. We can, I guess, start out, let's actually see here. You know, let's do Madam Web. Let's set up the Madam Web. I like to set the table a little bit. Ravonna. Ooh, interesting. That was risky. They put Ravonna right in the middle, that danger room. Oh wow, look at that. So New York, I get to freely move things here if I wanted to at on turn 6, of course. Okay. So why don't let's do Spider-Punk at New York. Now, another card that I know, I didn't want to call this like a discount Spider-Man deck, but I mean, it kind of feels like it is, only because I know that there's other cards that would definitely play really well into this, like the Hydra Stomper. Whenever somebody moves, he gets +1, that's a really good effect. Of course, like I mentioned, Scream already, also really good. So let's do this. Let's also let's start setting up Silk and then Batrock. I'm going to do Spider-Man next. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to take that away. Oh, interesting. So you do an Onslaught. So, I don't think you're going to be playing Galactus in this deck, because usually whenever I see Ravonna and then Wave, usually you would expect to see Galactus coming up next after that. Now, let's see. What I could do is I can utilize Spider-Punk's move, his 1 move per game type, John. Or I can hold it off and then wait. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take advantage of this move. So I'm going to take advantage of his move. He's going to take 2 away from Wave. Batrock's going to follow. But at this point, I only have 1 more turn. I have to play Spider-Man 2099 at Madam Web. Now, I don't... Actually, hold on. Let me not do that. Let me go here, because there's a chance that he might move Onslaught over here. So that's kind of what I'm going to be gunning for. So I'm going to take a chance and snap. Let's see. I'm going to take a chance and snap. And we'll see. We'll see what this guy, if he's feeling froggy, how high he's willing to jump. Spider-Punk. Yep. Batrock getting the buff. Spider-Man 2099. Silk gets the move. Yep. Okay, so, Mystique. Yeah, so we're trying to... Oh, we're going to play for an additional turn. Okay. Now, and this is what I mean. Okay, this is literally what I mean. So, the unfortunate thing is that I have a lot... This is the thing. This deck is very versatile with how I can move things around, okay? So, first thought, I, of course, want to move Spider-Punk and take some power away from either Mystique or Onslaught, right? Then I have the option of moving Kingpin over here, right? So if anyone decides to move here, then they're going to get got. Now, also, similarly to that, I got Spider-Man. So let's do Spider-Man. And then I guess just for the power's sake, I could throw Cloak in the middle. Sometimes you don't have to do that because you don't want to give them a chance to move their stuff around, especially when you don't have things in place like a Scream to steal some of their power while you're at it at the same time. So let's see how they play this one out. So they also snapped, so we're going to be playing for 4 cubes when it hits that final turn for turn 7. So they moved, they moved Onslaught. Now that should trigger Kingpin, right? No? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Making Mystique negative. Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, he didn't catch anybody. That was just a backup plan, if you will. And there goes Iron Man. All right, so because there's... Oh, but that's still a lot of power. Oof. So they're probably just going to play Tribunal and call it a day. So at this point, unfortunately, there's really nothing that I can do to win. Because, like I said, all they got to do is drop Tribunal, and then they spread all that power away. I don't think they're going to move anything around. So even if I was to move Kingpin into the middle here, using... well, no, that's actually just using the Cloak's ability. Yeah, that's definitely not going to do anything. So because I truly don't care all that much about winning and losing in this type of video, like I said, I really do. It's weird. You might think I'm weird, but I kind of just like seeing things play out. And you know, because it's 100% he's gonna play Tribunal. Like, I already know this, right? 100% he's gonna play Tribunal. So Batrock gets to move over. I get to take more away from Wave than even Kingpin does, which is nice. It looks cool. Silk gets to move. That's an Iron Lad. Okay, so he copies Tribunal, so there's the Tribunal effect into play. Silk goes back, doesn't matter. Same thing. What's that last card? Like I seriously just love. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I really do love seeing things play out. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, and then they get Tribunal anyway. So yeah, I was cooked, but you know, imagine if the Iron Lad didn't work, and imagine if the Jubilee didn't pull the Tribunal, right? So either way, all right, that's game 1. We'll take the L. Don't care. Having fun here. Come on now. Let's get a spider move on it. There's a few other Spider-Man related cards that I do have some decks built around them. Like, I do have like a Man Spider focused, and I have like a superior one. And there was one that I actually tried to utilize all of the new Spider-Man cards, including the new Web Sling. What do they call those magic cards now? I don't even know. I'll save the Chimichanga for like Spider-Punk. Oh, so sewer system. Ugh. Hate that. Alright, might as well set up Silk. I see Spider-Punk next. Meow, 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 meow. They're thinking. They are thinking. Okay, here we go. X23. Okay. Alright, so they're playing Destroy. So I've had some decent results against Destroy, I will say. There goes Chimichanga. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Oh, they didn't get to Deadpool. They're mad. Okay, no cards here are revealed this turn. That's okay, I guess. So that allows us to, at the very least, have Spider-Man set up then. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here. I'll save the Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider, you know, Gwen actually comes into play on turn 6 if you have Miguel ready to go, or if you don't, or like if you could play both of them on the last turn and take advantage of his effect if you don't have anyone else to move him. That's kind of like what I was thinking going into making this at first. What do we got? Okay, so Spider-Man's gonna activate. I'm going first. I have priority, funny enough. Okay, so what I could also do is I can Spider Punk and then Ghost Spider, I think. Let's see if that works out, depending on where everyone moves around, because once Spider-Man activates, Silk is gonna go somewhere. Okay, so X23 didn't... Okay, yeah, because he filled up his... That was pretty smart, whether he intended to do that or not. Alright, Silk goes back. That's cool. Ghost Spider pulls over the Spider Pizunk. He takes the Nico. Yup. At Dear Agony. Gladiator. Oh, location's full. Haha. Not full anymore. Yep, that's smart. Do the Venom. Deadpool. Okay. I still have 2 lanes, which is actually kind of interesting. Okay, so now we have Spider-Man 2099. We don't have any movers, which kind of sucks. This is like one of the things that isn't the greatest, I'll say. So we can do like, we could do Batrock. And unfortunately, since I already used Ghost Spider up for my Spider-Punk, I cannot move Spider-Man 2099. He would pretty much be played for power's sake at the very end of the match. So at best, you know what? I should remember to actually start playing Kingpin in the middle or in the right. I totally forgot about that, because like similarly to how Kraven works, if you're trying to take advantage of using Stegron with moving someone to the right, I mean, that's kind of like what you gotta do, right? So okay, let's do that, and then yeah, the Chimichanga I'll save for dead last too, because you know we don't need to snap here. I mean, normally I would, because like I don't care, but let's get it. So we got the Batrock, got the Stegron. Oh, I think I might have played that out of order. Actually, no, because Batrock's not going to move now. Fuck. So is that like a Carnage does he have there? Or Wolverine and then Carnage? Oh, there it is. What a game. All right, so, ooh, this is going to be tough. I'm probably going to lose this one, too. Probably going to lose this one as well. Let's just throw Spider-Man 2099 there with the Chimichanga and just let it go. Let it rock. Let's see how we lose, because I'm pretty sure they're going to have either a combination or all of Death, Null, and well, Deadpool maybe, depending on what the hand's looking like. Today, Junior. There it is. There goes Deadpool. And there goes Death. Yep. Yeah, so, okay. You know what's interesting? We still would have lost even if we played 2099 in the middle. Because that would have given us 19. The Chimichanga wouldn't have been able to play. So, yeah, unfortunately, I feel like if I was to make, let's look at this. I know that I'm trying to play this out as it is, but I really do I really would like to improve upon this wherever I can. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, there was an older version of this actual deck that I was running the Web Sling. Next turn, you can move one of your cards away from here. So this is like another Ghost Spider Gwen, but it's like a setup. So it's nice to have, but with how I currently have this built, I might just have to play it a little bit smarter. Like, because you have to make sure that you play cards like Kingpin and Kraven in the middle or the right. Otherwise, you cannot fully take advantage of cards like Stegron, who specifically moves to the right. He moves your opponent's card to the right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just They're just better off. So let's actually, before I do any adjustments, and I'll probably have to save that for another video because this one's already long enough. I'll keep that in mind for a future deck profile. Or like as always, if there's any suggestions that you guys feel like I would benefit from if I'm trying to play this spider move type of deck, do let me know. And as always, man, this is like, I'm trying to build that back and forth with you guys, that conversation, you feel me? All right, so here we go. So right now we got Kingpin. So let's try him in the middle. Okay, let's try him in the middle. I do peep that we got Vulture. I also do peep that we got Cloak. And then the random cards that were forcefully drawn because of that Triskelion area. We do have with Fina, not Athena. We have a Fina card, right? Oh, after you play a card here, shuffle 3 rocks. Oh, okay. So let's set up. You know what? We might as well set up Silk. Might as well. Okay. Hawkeye. Okay. So this looks like some sort of an ongoing deck of sorts. We could do Cloak here to move Silk. And then I can also play Vulture here. Or actually, let me instead play Vulture. Let me play Vulture on the left. Because then at the very least, I can play Ghost Spider to bring his ass back this way. Yeah, so Silk moves herself to the middle. Vulture's on the left side. We got Quake to shift things around. That's not bothering me too much. Oh, Elektra. She's gonna destroy Kingpin, yup. And then Silk gets to move. Okay. Now, the only thing that sucks is that I got Kraven late. But at the very least, we're able to... Let's see. We can set up... We could do the Vulture. Whoa. We could do the Vulture. Oh, wait, it moves here. He'll still get the buff because this is the lane that that Cloak was at, right? So do that. We can do Kraven on the right. Or actually, wait a minute. Let me do that. I did that out of order. Or actually, doesn't matter. I already forgot what I played last. I think it was Vulture. Okay, well, yeah, I guess it's not going to matter either way because Kraven has to go there. And then Ghost Spider would target him, so kind of cooked in that regard. I might as well just take advantage of this random Fina that I have in my deck. Or in my hand. Since I did play 2 cards. Oh, there's 2099. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So here we have a Stegron set up. And there's really no purpose for Ghost Spider, unfortunately. It would be nice to rock the hood, but having -3 at any lane right now is probably going to hurt us more than it'll help us. Oh, Devil Dinosaur. Ew. Silk moves. Kraven gets buffed. Stegron. Oh my god. Of course I moved the Spider-Man 2099. Alright, so at least he took out freaking Silk, of all things. My god. Okay, well, we got the middle lockdown. What does Dazzler do again? 2 power for... Oh, that's each side that's full. Yeah, this is a wash too, guys. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. We can move Ghost. We can have him do this just to get Kraven buffed up, and then we can drop Spider-Man. Yeah, just do that. Let's see what happens. Oh wow, so they're filled up Misty Knight. What kind of freaking deck was this? So the buff, get the Kraven buff, puts him at 19, and Spider-Man is gonna move someone away from here. takes away the Miguel. I still lost. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, as you can see, this one definitely needs some tweaking. I feel like an older version of this was a lot better. I'm not even gonna lie. But again, Spider-Man is my favorite character, favorite within the entirety of the Marvel universe, not just with the movies, but the comics as well. And like I mentioned, I'll kind of show you guys like a couple of them. So like I have a pure superiority, I have a new superior Spider-Man, I have the Spider-Punk, and then I have a lot of superior builds, it looks like, and then Man Spider. So like I do have some in the oven. But like I said at the beginning of this video, if you guys have any suggestions or have probably better builds than me, definitely send them my way. You feel free to do the deck codes in the comments or to join my Discord, find me on Twitter, anything like that. Wherever you can reach me, whatever's more convenient for you guys, definitely let me know. All the social links, all that kind of stuff is going to be in the description as always. And make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Love what you love. Gang, gang.